I'm thrilled to announce I'm joining the AI Belt Challenge, kicked off by Pat from Starter Story. So my goal is a little bit different from his. His was 100k MRR, and just like him, everything is going to be documented on camera on this YouTube channel, relying entirely on AI tools. And I'm not stopping until I hit that income goal or completely run out of ideas. So my tool is called a content distributor. So it's going to help people create and post their work on platforms like YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, Medium, or even blog posts or news without all the hassle that comes with creating content. When I started my journey 2 years ago on YouTube, I realized that the big problem with content creators is how to create content one time and tweak it to different platforms. And if you want to manually do this takes a lot of time. This tool will handle that, keep the style consistent, and make sure each content fits each platform perfect. So I'm a content creator myself, so I know the struggle of all of this. So I think that is my edge. And with 2k subscribers, I'm hoping my viewers, or some of my viewers that watch my videos or are going to be watching this video, give me feedback. I need to complete this, or I need to get something live online that I can at least share in the next 4 hours. Okay, so if you're into this kind of challenge, please subscribe to the channel. So over here, I'm just going to create a new weasel. Let's just call it the content distributor. So first of all, let's define the problem we're trying to solve here. And I'm also going to define what my edge is. What is my edge? What is my advantage in building something like this? And we're also going to define the scope of this application. So this is where I'm going to just write down my thoughts and my notes that I can later on upload to some sort of AI to flesh it out even further. So over here, what is the problem I'm trying to solve? Most teams or most content creators waste high quality assets by letting them sit idle. So they create content on YouTube and it just stays on YouTube, and it dilutes the impact, right? When they could have been making more impact in other platforms, right? So if you have a high quality content on YouTube, why just keep it on YouTube? And when they do decide to share on different platforms, it dilutes their impact with fragmented brand voices. And then they try to chase viral trends with a one-size-fits-all approach, which doesn't really work. So things that go viral on YouTube is different from things that go viral on TikTok and Instagram. It's just different. But what is good is to have AI have an eye on each of these platforms and give you some sort of guidance when you are trying to create content for all of these different platforms. Okay, so the results, they end up with a lower ROI, okay, confused audiences across their platforms, and missed growth opportunities. So we want to help solve that. So this is the problem we're trying to solve. So I'm just going to say content repurposing, and this is basically create the content once, adapt everywhere to extend reach with zero extra effort. So that is what we are going for here. Secondly, we want consistent branding. Keep visuals and voice uniform across all of these platforms so you are instantly recognized. Okay. Thirdly, platform specific viral content. So customize format and messaging for each platform's audience and algorithm to maximize virality, not vitality, virality. What's my edge here? Why am I doing this? And what is my advantage here? What would make me complete this? My edge is I have no edge at all. No, I'm just kidding. I have at least 2k subs on YouTube. Okay, I'm also software engineer by day, but that doesn't necessarily mean everything we are going to be doing here today is going to be necessarily complex. It's going to be easy for any one of you to follow. So don't let that deter you away at all. So I'm also a content creator. This is a problem I'm trying to solve for myself as well. So that gives me all the reason to do this. Now let's define the scope of this application. What are some of the things we want in this application? Okay, so we need a brand setting so we can manage our brand, and this is where AI is going to fetch from to keep the consistency across everything you're posting, right? The next thing is authentication. Okay, we need authentication. We need to be able to sign up and log in, and also have that authentication to be able to make changes within our application. Okay, we need some sort of a dashboard to get an overview of everything within the app. So we'll have a content conversion page to convert content to high engagement content. Okay, and we would use a tool like TechTab. So we basically need an editor, and we use a TechTab editor to achieve this content conversion using AI. We would also have a projects page so you can manage all of the projects you've created. What else? We need some sort of a profile management page so you can maybe change your password, manage your plan subscriptions, payments, billing, things like that. The next thing is we would be integrating Stripe payment and subscription service. So we'll be able to collect payment information for all of the subscription plans that we are going to be added. We're also going to have schedule for later. So you're able to schedule, let's say, tweets that come out of the content. You're able to schedule them for later on the different platforms, essentially. So we're also going to be building the landing page, okay? And the landing page is going to include about FAQs, contact us. What else? Typically, you would add blogs as well that is going to provide some sort of resources. Okay, but we're just gonna keep this simple about FAQs, contact us, and let's say pricing page. All right, that's it. What I do next is go to grok.com. You can use any thinking model. You want it to be able to do deep research. This is able to expand on my notes. Grok is one of the best tools out there that is able to do a lot of deep research, and Grok is really generous. You can also use Google Gemini as well, but Grok is free. At least on their free version, you can get a lot out of this. I also use Manus AI if you want in-depth details, so keep that in mind. So I come to Grok and I feed it my notes right here, and it's usually great idea to write your notes somewhere that you can upload to an AI system and ask it to refine it. So I'm just going to give it this prompt and just say you'll be given a document. You are tasked with implementing the second document as a technical research. Perform in order to give access to the latest information about topic, research library, feasibility of the project, and various other topics. Use conclusions to help you write a product requirement document. This is the important part. I wanted to do research on my notes and come out with a product PRD that I can feed to an AI agent to basically build this out. So this is good enough. I'm just gonna press enter and just wait. As you can see, guys, it's done, and as you can see, this is a really detailed document here. So I did a ton of research, took 2 minutes 30 seconds, and this is what it came up with. User personas, content creator, individuals or small teams producing video content for social media, efficiently share videos across platforms, efficiently share videos, customize post, track performance. We can video content, we can edit this, that's great, across platforms. Okay, social media manager, professionals managing brand presence for organizations. So these are functional requirements: user authentication, profile management, brand settings, content input, content adaptation, platform integration, distribution management, content review and editing, dashboard, projects page, landing page, non-functional requirements, performance. This is good, guys. This is well researched, well detailed document. Front end JavaScript framework using React. No TypeScript framework using Next.js. Instead of using React, we are going to use TypeScript with Next.js. Backend, we will just stick with Node.js. Database, we will use Superbase. Content conversion, leverage third-party services like Google Cloud. Now, leverage AI, third-party services like AI, GPT 4.0, Claude Sonnet. I'm also going to add an next Tailwind CSS actually and Hero UI. This is what we are going to be using for the front end. So slight changes here. I'm very familiar with Next.js, TypeScript, and Tailwind CSS. So this is right here. So this looks good. I'm just gonna download a file. So when you open up a new cursor window, you can easily just open project, or when you create open project, you can easily just create a new folder and create a new project. I called my content dest for content distribution. I'm just going to import the PRD I got from Grok, downloaded it, imported here into my docs directory. So I would do the same, but I'm going to do one more thing. There's this package called Claude Taskmaster. Actually, is it called Claude Taskmaster? There's this package called Claude Taskmaster that is going to take our PRD and help us break it down into manageable steps. So I'm here on their GitHub, and it's an open source version. Let me just go ahead and start this. Very great package, and what we're going to do is to install this globally. So I'm just going to copy this. So just open a new terminal and just paste this. So this is going to install this, and the next step is to add the MCP config to your editor. So it's finished installing. I'm just going to go to cursor settings and go to the MCP section, and then over here I'm just going to add a new global MCP and paste what I basically got. Okay, and it requires Anthropic API key and Perplexity API key. So the way you get your API keys is to come to Perplexity, come here, go to settings, and you should be able to have access to your API keys right here in the API section. And for Claude, all you need to do is to do Anthropic console, and that should take you to this dashboard, API keys, and you should be able to create a new API key. Once you name it, it will give you the API key, import it into the MCP and replace that there. So the next step is initialize Taskmaster. So from the AI to initialize Taskmaster. So over here we just going to prompt the AI to initialize Taskmaster. Run to. So it's already asking me use an existing API. So let's say use the prompt at product requirement document markdown to create task. All right, so as you can see guys, it has generated each task we need. This is great for what we are trying to do. So right now we have several tasks here that we will be going through one by one and basically create. So the first thing is to set up a project, a repository environment, initializing the Next.js project with TypeScript, configure Superbase integration, and development environment. So that would be the next steps. Now that we have everything set up, we are going to start with task 1. Okay, so over here I'm just going to ask it to, let's start implementing task 1. Set up a new directory just for the Next.js application so that we don't confuse it with everything we have going on here. We can keep things much cleaner. So let's go. So I'm just gonna run. So I'm gonna pop this out in the terminal, and this is important guys. So I'm just gonna click yes to everything. So we have a new directory called client, and this basically contains all of our Next.js application code. Okay, this is a Next.js application, which means Next.js is a server-side application, and we are not just setting up a client, but we want to set up a backend as well, but we don't want to maintain 2 separate servers, if you know what I mean. So instead of calling this client, I'm just gonna do this manual and call this app. So ls cd into the app directory, do a yarn and do a yarn dev, and this is gonna spin up a local server for us to be able to view our app. So as you can see right here, our local server is up and running. But just to confirm that yes, we do have everything set up correctly, I'm just going to delete all of this and just add this to chat. And I'm just being lazy to change the code, but essentially I'm just deleting everything that is already here and replacing that with actual information for our content distribution app. And if I go right here into the website, you can see that this has been updated nicely for us. So content distribution has streamlined your content delivery across multiple platforms. So this looks really good. So we have made significant progress here. And right now, what I want to do is I want us to upload this on the internet. We want to, right now this is running on our local computer, but we want to get it out there into the world. And the way we want to do that is, first of all, I'm going to cd back into the app, and then let's do a yarn build just to make sure that everything is working as expected. And you can see no unused vars. We are already having errors, and we are just going to fix these build errors before we push it on the internet, or else we would run into a lot of issues. So no unused vars. Let's try the yarn build again. Yep, and this time it was successful. So what I'm going to do now is push this to GitHub, but I'm going to move on to the root of the folder. So instead of initially being on the app directory, I'm going to be on the directory before that, above that has our tasks, our scripts, docs, and the app folder. So this is what we want to upload to GitHub. We want to upload all of it. We just don't want to upload our app. So this is where we come to github.com, and I'm going to go to github.com and create a new repository, and then just name it content test. So I'm going to make this public. Anyone can go and contribute to it. So create a repository. I'm just going to copy this right here. Come back to cursor and just paste. So we already have a readme. So I'm going to make a few changes. Actually, it doesn't matter. And then press enter. So this is going to make a connection between our local files and GitHub, and it's basically now ready to communicate with GitHub. So we are not done yet. I'm just going to do git status, and it hasn't uploaded everything yet. So I'm going to say git add, and then dot, and this is going to add everything. So if I do git status again, everything is in green, as you can see, and git commit -m, and then a message, let's say initial comment, and this has been uploaded to GitHub, guys. So if I go back to GitHub and refresh this page, we have nothing, just the readme. Nothing has been uploaded, and it's because we didn't do a git push. We need to do a git push, and now this is going to be uploaded to GitHub. So if I come back and reload this page, we should have our application right here. So as you can see, everything that we need to run this application is here, cursor app. If I go into the app directory, you can see everything that we need, including our nicely done readme. So now we want to get this live, and this is where we will go to Vercel. Vercel is a hosting site, and it works very well with Next.js. So I'm over here on vercel.com, and I'm just going to create a new project, and as you can see, my project is already listed here. You might want to connect your GitHub to be able to have access to your project. So keep that in mind. If you did not set it up already, you may want to do that before the step. And Vercel makes you able to connect your GitHub. If this is the first time you're landing on this page, it's going to ask you if you want to connect your GitHub account. And if you already have your GitHub already connected to Vercel, it should already have access to your GitHub. So you should be able to basically see all of your repositories here. So I'm just going to say import. So you remember our app is not on the content, it's not on this root directory, it's in the app directory. So you want to click edit and then come select app directory. This is the directory we want Vercel to run our application from, and click deploy. And after a few minutes, look at that, guys, it has successfully deployed, and I can click this and you can see this is live on the internet. As you can see, nothing is different from our local server. So we have successfully, if you have gotten to this point, congratulations, guys. And the next video is going to be us building out this application even further. We're going to build out the next steps, and that will be it for this episode, guys. The next episode, we are going to start building this out. We are going to start with, let's say, the dashboard or the core of our application. Either way, we are going to start building this out in the next episode. So if you like this kind of stand, if you like this kind of challenge, please hit the subscribe button, hit the notification so you're notified next week when I release the next video that covers the next step. So this is it, guys. Till the next one. It's peace.